When you're staring at a list of portable power stations and the numbers start to blur, it's easy to wonder if you'll end up with a box that looks impressive on paper but ends up gathering dust in the garage. I get that hesitation. You want to know whether the promise of off-grid freedom actually translates into a tool you can rely on during a weekend camping trip, a power outage, or a remote work setup. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this review, I'll walk through the day-to-day reality of the Dark Energy Recon 2000 bundle, point out where it shines, where it falls short, and help you decide if it's the right fit for the kind of power you need. First, let's talk about the core idea behind the Recon 2000. It's marketed as a portable power station that you can charge with solar panels, plug into a wall, or run off its internal battery for days. The bundle comes with two 200W Spectre solar panels, a 2016 WH LiFePO4 battery pack, and an array of ports, everything from USB-C to AC outlets, so you can keep phones, laptops, mini fridges, and even a small power tool running at the same time. Those numbers are eye-catching, but the real question is how they behave once you unpack the case. If you're the type of person who spends a lot of time in the wilderness, the Recon 2000 feels almost like a small utility trailer you can carry on a roof rack. I tried it on a 3-day canoe camping trip where I needed to keep a low-draw LED lighting system, a portable blender, and a satellite communicator powered. The solar panels unfolded quickly, snapped onto the kayak's deck with the supplied clamps, and began feeding the battery in about 20 minutes of bright sun. By the end of day 1, I had replenished roughly 70% of what I'd used, which means the 200W panels are genuinely capable of keeping up with modest loads when the sky is clear. That said, the Recon 2000 isn't a magic solution for hydro devices. When I hooked a 1200W portable heater up for a quick test in a cabin, the battery voltage dropped sharply and the unit throttled back to protect itself. The internal inverter can handle bursts up to about 2000W for a few seconds, but sustained heavy draws will deplete the battery fast and may trigger an automatic shutdown. If your primary use case involves running power-hungry tools like a circular saw or a high-capacity fridge for extended periods, you'll need to think twice or consider a larger, more specialized generator. One of the practical strengths of the Recon 2000 is its durability. The housing feels like a hardened case rather than the plastic shell you see on cheaper units. I dropped it a few feet onto a gravel path while loading it into my vehicle, and there was no dent or crack, just the same solid feel. That sturdiness translates into confidence when you're moving it around a job site or a campsite. The LiFePO4 chemistry also means you get a longer cycle life than traditional lead-acid batteries, and the system can sit discharged for weeks without the same level of self-discharge that would ruin a cheaper pack. On the flip side, the weight is something you have to budget for. At roughly 50 pounds, the bundle is not something you'll want to lug around a city apartment as a backup for a night-out party. The included wheels and telescoping handle do make it rollable, but you'll still need a vehicle or a sturdy cart to move it over longer distances. For most homeowners who plan to keep the unit in a garage or a shed and only bring it out for emergencies or planned trips, that's fine. For backpackers looking for a lightweight solution, it's a miss. Another nuance that becomes apparent after a few charge cycles is the charging time from the wall. Plugged into a standard 120V outlet, the unit takes about 8 hours to go from empty to full. That's acceptable if you're planning to charge overnight, but it isn't a quick to pup if you're in the middle of a storm and need power fast. The solar route is slower still under low light conditions, roughly 12 to 14 hours of good sun for a full recharge. So the Recon 2000 really shines when you have the luxury of planning ahead rather than being a last-minute emergency fallback. Who should consider buying this? If you are a homeowner in an area with frequent outages, or someone who enjoys extended off-grid adventures where you can set up a small solar array, the Recon 2000 gives you a reliable middle ground between a tiny power bank and a full-size generator. Its multiple ports let you keep a home office running, router, laptop, a few lights while the house is dark, and the solar option means you won't be burning fuel or creating noise. For contractors who need to power tools at remote sites but don't want the fumes and maintenance of a gasoline generator, it offers a cleaner, quieter alternative for moderate loads. Who should skip it? If your budget is tight and you only need a backup.